welcome to the deep dive. So you've sent us some really interesting stuff to chew on here. This article by Sunbin Shi, the CEO of ASKT Furniture. She's just a KDIS 2025, right?
That's the one, yeah. Seems like a really good pulse on what's happening.
It looks like you're trying to kind of get a handle on how European kitchen design is, well, really taking the lead.
Yeah.
Especially with smart, sustainable functionality.
Yeah, that seems to be the core theme.
So our goal in this deep dive, really, is just to pull out the most crucial insights from Key's piece.
Yeah.
Give you a clear understanding of these shifts without having to, wade through everything yourself.
Exactly. And what makes Key's perspective so valuable, I think, is her deep immersion in the industry.
Right. 20 years, it says.
20 years. Working directly with European furniture manufacturers, buyers. That gives her a real insider's view, on the forces driving innovation in their kitchens.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just guessing. It's like grounded in years of actual observation.
Totally. And the article, it immediately points to some pretty fascinating areas. We're talking design ideas that have been around for, almost a century?
Still relevant.
And still relevant.
Plus
this really serious commitment to building things that last, that are environmentally responsible.
And the modularity aspect, too.
Oh, yeah, and the incredibly smart ways of using modularity. Okay, so let's get into this. Where does this all begin?
Well, it's kind of striking that Jan Kurth, he's the CEO of the German Furniture Industry Association.
Okay.
He started the panel discussion by going all the way back to 1926.
Wow, 1926.
Yeah, the Frankfurter Küche. The Frankfurt kitchen.
Okay.
And the key insight there, the reason he brought it up, is that this almost century-old design placed a huge emphasis on efficiency, on, getting rid of clutter.
Right, even back then.
Think about that, a kitchen designed so long ago with the core goal of being practical and streamlined. And that fundamental principle, it continues to shape how European kitchens are designed today, still focusing on usability, clean aesthetics.
That really highlights that European kitchen design isn't just like chasing the latest fads, is it?
No, not at all.
There's a much deeper design philosophy going on, and the scale Kurth mentioned, that really underscores the importance of this whole approach.
The numbers are pretty big.
Yeah, Germany alone makes up about 40% of the entire 20 billion European kitchen industry.
40%.
And then when you add in Italy, Spain, the Netherlands, Scandinavia, you realize this is a whole continent that collectively prioritizes really thoughtful kitchen design.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just about who's selling the most units. It reflects a fundamental approach to how things are made.
The quality.
The quality they aim for, and this concept of a digital product passport. That's a perfect example.
Okay, what is that exactly?
Well, imagine having a complete record, like knowing exactly where the materials in your kitchen cabinets came from.
Oh, wow.
And even how they were installed. The real insight here is the just unprecedented level of transparency this offers.
Yeah, that's transparency.
It signals a deep commitment to quality, sure, but also to building this long-term relationship of trust with the consumer. It goes way beyond just how the kitchen looks on day one.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So moving on then to a theme that's clearly central, sustainability and longevity. He talks about this idea of circularity, and it sounds like it's important to understand this goes beyond just recycling what you throw away at the end.
That's a really critical point to understand, yeah. When they talk about circularity, it means designing products right from the very start with their entire life cycle in mind.
Okay, so not just the end point.
Not just the end point. It's about creating furniture that's not just recyclable, but also designed to be easily repaired, maybe upgraded with new components.
Interesting.
And ultimately just last for a much longer time. Alina Selbach from 2 Rhineland LGA products, she plays a key role here.
How so?
Well, her group tests materials and parts for durability before they even go into production.
Pre-launch.
Exactly, including things like hinges that you can actually replace if needed, or cabinets that can be updated down the line.
So it's proactive.
Totally proactive. It shows a real commitment to making things that last, not just disposable items. Think of it like, their reduce, reuse, recycle mantra.
Sure.
But applied to the entire design and manufacturing process, with a really strong emphasis on making things last and be easily repairable, unlike, say, some appliances where it's often cheaper to just replace them than fix them.
Right, right. We've all been there.
Exactly.
And this focus on how things are made, it ties directly into the materials they use, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
The emphasis on sourcing wood from certified sustainable forests seems really significant.
It is. And the fact that wood is, what, 50% carbon by weight?
Yeah, that stat stood out.
That's a powerful connection, isn't it? It shows how responsible sourcing can actually help reduce carbon in the atmosphere by keeping it locked in the wood itself.
So it's not just about not harming the environment, it's potentially helping.
Exactly. If you connect this to the bigger picture, it's about a completely integrated approach. It's not just like using green materials in one isolated part of the process. It's considering every single stage, from where the raw materials come from, how the product is manufactured, and even what happens to it when it's no longer needed.
Okay.
And this is where the cleverness of modular design really shines.
Right, modularity. Designer Jeremy Parcells describing them as being like Lego really gives you a clear picture, doesn't it?
It does. That Lego analogy is perfect.
Things like detachable fronts, adjustable legs, it's all about being flexible, adaptable.
And what's fascinating here is how this Lego-like system solves so many practical issues. Easy assembly, for one.
Saves time, fewer mistakes during installation, I bet.
Definitely. Then there's the ability to reconfigure the layout. Your kitchen can actually adapt if your needs change.
Or if you move house.
Or if you move, you could potentially take it with you. And for anyone involved in, like, supplying or managing these products, the reduction in waste and just the ease of making updates are huge advantages.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Lusk's point that European kitchens are well thought out rather than just being trendy. That really connects with this idea of smart design that's meant to last, doesn't it?
It does. He even links it back to ASKT Furniture's own philosophy with their dining chairs and tables.
Right. Emphasizing understanding how people actually live rather than just chasing after, fleeting styles.
Which kind of raises an important question for you to consider, maybe, about our own buying habits sometimes.
How so?
Well, we're often drawn to what looks good right now, the current trend. But perhaps we should be paying closer attention to the fundamental intelligence of the design.
You mean like how it's put together?
Yeah, the quality of the materials used and how well something will actually function and, last over the long term.
That makes sense. Thinking beyond the immediate appeal. And that brings us neatly, I think, to the core message, which Ken Bush, the moderator, he summarized it perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah, his summary was spot on.
European kitchen furniture offers sustainable systems in streamlined and energy-efficient products. It's that combination.
That combination of being environmentally conscious and intelligently designed, that really seems to define them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not just about having a beautiful kitchen. It's about having one that's been intelligently considered, in terms of the materials chosen, how it's constructed,
How it works day to day.
how it functions, and how it will be maintained for many, many years to come.
So, okay, for you, our listener who shared this article with us, the key takeaways seem pretty clear, right?
Right. I think so.
European kitchens are making sustainability a core principle, like not just an afterthought.
Right. By carefully selecting materials and really embracing this idea of circular design.
They're built to offer long-term value through durability, sure, but also the adaptability that comes with modularity.
Flexibility is key.
And all of this is built upon a history, a foundation of prioritizing efficient and functional design that's just as relevant today as it was, wow, almost a century ago.
Pretty amazing continuity.
Hopefully this deep dive has given you those aha moments you were looking for and, provided a clear overview without completely overwhelming you.
And maybe it raises an important question for you to think about, too.
Go on.
How might these principles, sustainable design, long-term value, that are so evident in European kitchens, how might they be applicable to other areas of your life?
Oh, interesting. Beyond the kitchen.
Yeah, other purchasing decisions you make. Could you maybe consider looking beyond the immediate trends and think more about the broader impact, the potential lifespan of other products you choose?
That's a really good thought to leave people with, thinking about the longevity and impact of, everything we buy. And actually, on that note, if this design philosophy we've discussed has kind of piqued your interest
Yeah.
and you'd like to see how these principles are applied somewhere else,
Yeah.
Sunbin Chi at ASKT Furniture, she mentions in the article that their dining furniture follows this same approach.
Oh, okay. So modular, sustainable.
Exactly. Modular, sustainable, designed for longevity, all that stuff. You can apparently reach them at sales at sinoaskt.com.
SINOASKT.com.
Right. or visit www.askkfurniture.net if you're curious to explore that further.
So a way to see these concepts in action in another part of the home.
Yeah, exactly. Just a tangible way to see these ideas applied beyond the kitchen, if that's something you're interested in.